Events management is an industry that has greatly evolved over the years. Events are no longer just a few hours of food, drinks and fun, but they are a major part of an organization's brand, and even simple events like birthdays and baby showers have become a big deal, and people want them to be as memorable as possible by enlisting help from event planners. This makes events management a potential field to venture into if you get some basics right. Organizing an event such as a company party or wedding can be overwhelming if you do it alone. To help with the management, many choose to hire an event planner or get the services of an event company. Event planning has good income potential, especially if you have a large network of suppliers. You can expect to get various projects from large-scale concerts with huge production values, product launches, to humble and simple weddings. To handle all the important parts of an event may be too intimidating for someone with no experience. That's why event management has become a popular business through the years. One great thing about an event planning business is that it requires little capital, but you must be organized and comfortable in dealing with different types of people, from clients to suppliers. The recent growth of festivals and events as an industry around the world means that the management of events can no longer be avoided. Events and festivals have a large impact on their communities and, in some cases, the whole country. Embracing technology is crucial to growing your event and your business. Nearly 90% of event planners intend to use a mobile application at their events. This is clearly resonating since attendees' use of mobile event apps are up from 85% to 95% from 2015 to 2016. Mobile applications can be used for everything from simplifying guest check-in to providing information during an event and soliciting feedback afterwards. Meet John Mark, a man with a difference, who has decided to multitask in business and making great and tremendous growth in the events and planning industry. John Mark owns an event company titled SUPERTRIX, which carries other wonderful businesses that include modern glamour beauty parlor and hair salon, Supertrix Theatre film, outside catering, and Supertrix gaming lounge. From a school toilet cleaner to an event planning employee, and now the CEO of SUPERTRIX events and planning business in Kericho, John narrates his story.
Give us a brief introduction of who John Mark is.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just as you said, I'm John Mark. The second name is Were. Yes, born in Kericho, they call Plant, definitely. I'm a director, SUPERTRIX events, director modern glamour, also director of all those events that also have catering. Catering deals with transportation and taxi and cabs. Yeah, and also we do a number of events, so like we do also other business, like consultation on matters of business, and then also we do baby showers. That is when we come to events itself. We do baby shower, corporate events, weddings. You can name them. Just by you telling us what you want, and then we plan it for you, as well as budget, then organize to the material day.
So probably mtu anashanga event planning. Nini
event planning. But the event planning is a course by itself. It's a profession. It's a profession.
Okay.
Because, for example, if you tell me today you have a baby shower, that's enough for me to now start actually evaluate, like in baby shower, what do you need as a client? That's where now SUPERTRIX come in. You know, SUPERTRIX is where not only providing the tents and chairs for your event, but we work with you the journey. From day one, you had an idea of doing a wedding. So we are supposed to help you. What is a wedding? How do you plan for a wedding? What's the budget? And then also, how much is your expectation for that wedding? So event planning is about knowing the dates, the budget, what it entails, the materials, the tents, the food, and even the invitations. So we put all of them, vendors, payments, and how even to you have to save for an event.
True.
So that's how we come in to help you actually realize your event, how it looks like. That is now the planning.
And all this depends na client wako vile anataka mfanyie ama?
Yes. Sasa ukiniambia unataka wedding ya so, I'm an event planner. I have to do that wedding. Ndakwambia na so, tutatafuta kiti moja na kameza, lakini si uko na bibi kama ni harusi. Tutatafuta karini ya 20 bob. That's how it works. Now that is now the best thing with the event planner. We have those people who are doing events, but they're suppliers. Let's get the difference. A supplier is a person who comes and he tells you, I will only give you a tent and a chair. A planner will tell you with your budget, we can do only 2 tents, a chair and a table, and we still use this budget to have food. That's why now we become a planner. And then when we go now abroad, we talk about organizing. It's now where you don't even what, like for example, we have a brand launch. When you want to launch your brand, that's now where we come to organize. For a brand to be launched, you need 1, 2, 3 things. You need marketing team to be there. You need brochures. You need banners. So that's now is organizing. And then now we write a proposal for organizing.
And SUPERTRIX ilianza aje? Unajua kuna watu maybe alikaa akaota akasema nimeona nianze hii. Unaona, maybe alikuwa na vision in his mind, akaona anze hii SUPERTRIX planning events. Sasa ilianza aje?
Acha ni take way back. How now SUPERTRIX comes in. John Mark himself here in the event. John Mark in the event. I know when I finished high school, because I just schooled in Kericho Day, tukaanza kufanya what we used to call back to schools. I used to organize back to school, where I tried to bring all the gospel artists within Kericho to naunda concerts. So anytime that we close the schools are closed, we organize concerts, and now the students come, we charge them, you see. So by that, I get myself into organizing. So I used to plan, organize for a concert, organize for fellowship. I used to organize, we used to have what we call We Burning for Christ, where it was for youths. So every Sunday we move from one church to another.
Nice.
To have the Bible studies and all that. That's how the events come from. And then on the same, I started to organize now for the big events. Like we can call an artist from Nairobi. I worked with the Redemption, Guardian Angel, and Ekodida. He's a good friend of mine. So, that is where now I started getting into events. But those were our concerts. When I went to college, I was organizing the talent show, all those events until even graduation. But there I was not being paid. I was just getting along. As we were planning for graduation, I used to be an usher for a graduation ceremony. And then now after graduation is when now I end up, I did analytical chemistry. Yes, that's my profession. I'm an analyst by profession. Mimi ni mtu wa lab.
Mtu wa lab na events na ingiliana wapi?
Okay, hiyo ndakuletea venye kwa sababu kwa nini haziingiani. But after graduation, let me bring out the SUPERTRIX started now. So I got employed for 1 month in a lab. And then mtu wa events. Ukimfungia kwa room hawezi tulia.
Kabisa.
Yes. So my sodium ndani ya maji, so that is the chemistry. Haituli inasunguka yote. So that's how I left a lab job. And then now I went back to do one event. It's an event we were calling Pamoja, Kericho Pamoja, where we did cleaning all the town. And then we invited the artist. And that was my first event that flopped. Yeah, because I remember, of course, I didn't have any cash, but I organized for an event. Then now, on the material day of the event, actually the turn-up was not so good. But I already invited artists from Nairobi. So all those people that were organizing the event, they say, we had the organizers, we had the committee, they disappeared. I remember some of them were hiding in a pro box, then they left. So I remained with the guests. The only person who was not paid by then was Redemption. So I remember I just collected all the coins and gave the Redemption. And then now I remained on the field. So there were those chairs. We already hired chairs from our company. So those chairs are the ones that I have not paid for. See, so initially as I was organizing event, I was not in an event company. So those chairs that I requested to help us in that show, I didn't have money to pay them, and I didn't know the person, the owner of the chair. So I just called her, and then I told her, actually I took your chairs, but the event never came out well. So I didn't have any money. It flopped. And she was just leaning, and then she told me, okay, it's okay. If you get money, you'll bring me. Then after around 2 weeks is when I decided, like, I have some few amount. Let me just try and go and see this person. Then I called her, and then I told her, I want to see you in person. Then I went to the office for the first time we met, and I told her this is what I do. And then she was happy. And then she said, if you can do such a thing, you can join me in my company so that we can grow in terms of business. And then I was so happy because that's what I wanted to do.
Nice.
So that's how I ended up in events. But I worked in that company for a while because there we were just giving tents. Then I developed the idea of being an event planner and organizer.
Personally, sasa peke yako.
Yes, sasa nikiwa peke yangu. So by the time tulikuwa tunaenda nje kujenga tu hema, tukiinua ile hema, I'll take my time to talk to plan, namwambia na tukibadilisha hiyo hema ikae hivi, unaona inakaaje? And then clients were like, oh, that is nice. Suppose tufanye hii deco hivi. So tukachange ile idea, like kunipigia simu nikuleta hema, ukinipigia simu nikuleta hema na kwambia kuja kwa ofisi tuongee about that tent.
Na wakati sasa ulisha make that decision ya sasa ni wewe unaanza nini yako peke yako, capital yako ilitoka wapi?
Hiyo ndio nasemanga. Unajua kuna capital ya mind na kuna capital solid, pesa. Unaweza kuwa na pesa which is solid capital, usipokuwa na mind you still don't have a capital. So the first thing I thought, mimi naamini ni kwamba nilikuwa na capital ya mind. I didn't have that enough capital ya kusema hii ndio capital I need to start a business. And if you take me back and then you start telling me how much did you use to start your own business, I will not tell you because I cannot trace it. It was the mind, the capital mind I had that I was going to open an office. You know, my capital, I think it was connection. Let me put it straight. Connection, because my first office was not meant supposed to be an office. When I was working in an event company, I was trying to bring the first ever cinema in Kericho. So I started to develop a cinema for around 100 parks. You know, Kericho don't have a cinema. So as I was doing that cinema, I had a room at a side where it was supposed to be used for ticketing. So when I departed from the event industry, the other company, I went to that ticketing room. And that's what I started as my office for events. You see? And then I told the landlord is that I know I'm going to do events. Wacha nifanye harusi moja mbili, nijue kama nitalipa hiyo rent ya hiyo room, alafu nitakwambia kama tuendelea kwa hii room. And you know, when you are going to do business and you know you don't have capital, do services. Don't go for goods. That's why I'm like, if you tell me the starting capital, I will not tell you. Because it was services. Planning an event, you don't need money to plan it. You talk with a client, and when the client agrees, you try to source for those things that he needs, the items. So because I didn't have a tent or chairs, when the client agrees to give me the order, I go to the event company, and because I have the connection also with the event company, they give me the tents and come do your event until now I developed mine.
Oh.
Yes.
That is very nice. Well, manze, umesikia hiyo story. Me, I don't have anything to say, and nakwambia usitoke hapo. Wacha mimi na John tujibambe kidogo, and then we'll be right back after this break. Usiguze hiyo remote. This is the breakout show.